Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Okay, first of all, I turned back because I'm always like looking to the time to get started. I look back and everyone's just staring at me with smirks on their face.
That's what we do.
A little unsettling, just for the record. That's why I was like, I'm gonna sip my coffee, but you know, these people are being off-putting.
Yeah, we like staring at you with smirks.
Yeah, I know. You just stare. Like, when's he starting? Is he doing it? Is he doing it? Okay. Now we're
That dance horse, chicken, that dance.
At least I'm a chicken and not a monkey.
Okay.
You got to throw a little personality in there to start the show.
All right.
Was it
then.
personality or just a random comment that no one else understood?
I am random, so yes. If you've watched any of my streams, you know the randomness.
What games
fair.
has everybody been playing this week?
Baka.
Let's see. Got Grand Theft Auto. I goofed around a little bit online just for the hell of it and trolled some people.
Ugh.
They
Big surprise.
well,
Wait,
one guy was flying around in like it's a weird flying motorcycle thing. So I got a rocket with homing missiles, and while he was flying around killing everyone else, I locked onto him and shot and killed him. And then I went to passive mode, so he couldn't.
Wow.
I don't know. I was just randomly bored with we they did Phasmo this week as well with the fun new update.
Yeah, there is a fun update. That's what most of us did. We played 2 days of that, and that was like, the update is like the cursed update. It adds a bunch of cursed items that you're guaranteed to find in each house, though you sometimes have to look for them. I don't think the only one we haven't used is the tarot cards. But there's tarot cards, there's the Ouija board, which got an update, which we haven't
seen
found.
the new Ouija
yeah, we
board.
haven't seen the new Ouija board either. The voodoo doll, the summoning circle, the mirror. I don't know what the mirror is called. Cursed mirror? I don't know what it's actually called.
Mirror. This is the cursed mirror.
But that stuff is wild. Like, the first game, it was either Baka or Red found the mirror.
It was me.
Well, you found it,
somebody.
but did you use it? I thought it was one of them.
I didn't find it. Somebody else found it, and then they used it, and they're like, "Oh, this is so cool!" They set it down. I picked it up. No, it didn't hunt. Yeah, I picked it up, and I went to look at it, and it fucking broke immely and started hunting. I was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was supposed to do that," and I think somebody died. Like, I just dropped that motherfucker and just started booking. Like,
Anytime.
Red died for it.
Is that what happened? Okay.
Red died on that one.
That was the second time for the cursed mirror where you killed him.
Yeah, that was the second time. The first time he died though.
Oh, did he? I don't remember which house.
I want to say he did. I think it was Tanglewood. Because I wasn't playing. I was watching you guys. I think whoever used it in like the hallway right there next to the kitchen.
Yeah, because yours was like oh crap, we're learning how this works, and I didn't realize it was going to do that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I was just playing with it, and it killed him.
And they added a new ghost, too, that we weren't really expecting, I think. The Mimic, which is dick. Because you think it's another ghost, and it's just this jerkbag. So, anytime that I think that I'm safe and I go into a thing and then not end up being safe, I don't know what to do. Like, my brain shuts off and it's like, throw down all of your equipment. So I'm just like ejecting whatever's in my hand while I'm trying to run for the closest place to hide. Like, I had the parabolic mic and I was right inside the fence for the campsite. The thing closed, so I just like threw that thing on the floor and started running for a tent. I'm like, I can't get the tent to close, so I'm gonna die.
Key for the tent is you grab it at the bottom and slide it across the bottom like the zipper, and it'll close automatically.
Which part of my brain stops working?
I mean, in panic mode, you gotta figure out how to.
I had the camera in the Roadhouse one where the door shut behind me, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. Throw it away. Just throw it away. Chicken was already dead on that one.
I died almost every round because it's just my life.
It's because you play so dangerously, though. One of the rounds you died on, you literally turned around to get a picture of it. Like, yeah, it's right there.
Well, it's because you're gonna die regardless. Also, one of the things with the cursed items is that if you use the cursed item and it starts a hunt, it modifies the ghost for the rest of the game. Okay, so with the mirror, when it breaks, it starts a cursed hunt, which is an extended version of a normal hunt. And from that point on, all hunts are longer than the difficulty allows. So when you use the cursed items, you are endangering the rest of the group.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful at that point. That's why that motherfucker caught me in the campsite map, is because we used the cursed item, the summoning circle, and he chased us all the way out. Loop-de-loop around the picnic table, and 2, and 3, and this motherfucker's gonna kill me, and he's not stopping,
I was,
and I'm dead.
standing outside because you can stand right at the gate and see, because it's a fence essentially, so I was just watching him. I was like, are you really running around the table? Yes. Yes, he was.
I had it going too, but that is like, I didn't know that it was a cursed hunt. So
you're like, any second now. No.
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna break line of sight as soon as he gets. Okay, he's still on my ass. Well, my only hope is to run around this table, and I'm running around the table, and still, please. Oh, fuck it, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. Apparently, along with the update, now there's a Santa Claus ghost. We did not see him last night.
No, we did not.
We'll have to play some more and be hunted by Santa.
Yeah, he did a good job. Like all of these updates are really good when he does the game. All of the ghosts have much more identifiable factors too, so it's nice to be able to know them. And for the record, Baka, when it is a banshee and it is hunting a specific person, everybody has to be in the house, regardless. That means the other chickens, because with a banshee, when it targets a single person, if that person is in the house, that means everybody else is safe. It will not kill you if you are not its target. During the hunt, you can follow.
100% sure that it is a banshee.
You can follow it around during the hunt, and it will not hurt you because it is focused on one individual, and that is the only individual that it will look for. So
it's a matter of making sure
it's a banshee
who they're going after.
Yes. So. I mean, it's one of those things where I'll be the test dummy. If it doesn't kill me, it's not me. Everybody else is good. I'll be like, where are you going? Okay, it's not me. I'm safe. Click,
Once
click,
Grif,
click,
she's
click.
staying in the van.
No, because if it's hunting if the person it's hunting is in the van, when it's free game. Like, it's a normal hunt at that point. It will kill anybody in its path. The person has to be in the house.
I mean, if y'all are just better at hiding, then you won't die to it if it's hunting whoever.
But I need pictures. Like, if I can get some good angles and whatnot of crawling downstairs, I'll be like that. Click, 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 click. You gotta get some good pictures.
It's not hiring you for like a GQ photo shoot, okay?
Yeah, it is. I'm there to investigate, especially when one of the missions is get a picture of it. So I'm absolutely there.
Yeah, that's what we did this weekend. So.
Other than that,
I was thinking really hard.
I didn't do anything else other than like I think I messed around on Animal Crossing by like an hour and that's really about it.
I play 2 Point Hospital. It's my go-to right now. I like that game. I get frustrated with some of the levels though. Like some of the levels you don't make money on curing people and diagnosing their problems and things like that. You only make money based on things that the community is asking you to do. Which sometimes is not that bad. It's like restock 6 vending machines. Cool. Oh, I can do that.
Also,
no
why is
problem.
the community asking you for that? Like, or is
well,
like,
sometimes
you know, the mayor of the local town is like, all right, guys, this is a hospital that we need you to put input into. Oh, we would really like more vending machine stuff. Can we have that happen?
Yeah, but then sometimes it's like, and again, this is the only way that you make, good money is like, okay, we'll cure 17 people in surgery. And it's like, well, I don't have a surgery room right now, and that costs a lot of money to build. And then I'm going to have to hire a doctor that has the surgery trait. And if I can't hire a doctor that has the surgery trait, I have to then build a training room and pay to have them trained in surgery. Before I can make any money, I will have already put myself in debt. Do you see the problem? Why are you asking for the impossible? I mean, you're making money off of like your vending machines and your little kiosks, but your kiosks you have to hire somebody to work in, so you're spending money on making money. I mean, and it just doesn't generate tons of cash. So it's like, how am I supposed to do this before I go bankrupt? But do you understand how money works?
No.
We'll only pay you if you can successfully cut open 17 people. You don't have any means to do that right now. But you better figure it out before you go into the negative. Like, come on, man. Seriously? So, I love that game, but sometimes it's frustrating. Especially since I feel this need to get 3-star hospitals on every level. It's difficult. What about you, Chicken?
Wow, first of all, I can't believe she'd leave me out like that to try, because one of the games that we played on
I thought you
Monday
were going to talk about it.
was Keywe. It was Keywe. I was going to join you. You were the one. That's fine. But we played Keywe on Monday, and first of all, that game is absolutely magnificent.
It's so cute.
It is so simple, so fun. Like,
so simple. It is that simple.
It is so simple. First of all, you've got like 3 controls.
The design is simple, not the levels.
The levels are simple too. It's you butt slam, you yell at birds, and you walk around. That's pretty much it. And you pick up stuff.
Yeah.
I loved it when y'all had the tape on your back, and you had the windows that had to be, they had the water coming in or whatever.
Yeah,
and you had to seal those up.
I
loved that.
One of the
bonus
levels.
Because it was. And y'all did it wisely too, because you grabbed a bunch of tape at one time and laid it over to one side, so it was like, okay, we can repair these real quick. Then butt slam.
Yes, it's an adorable little game. It's all about like typing. You work at a post office out in the boonies wherever, and you've got to type up messages. You slam your butt on the keyboard, and it gives you different objectives and what's the word? I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. God. Different levels of difficulty that you have to work through, variances and whatnot.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word.
Some of them are incredibly inefficient. Like, no post office would be like, all right, you need to, take this telegram and put the words on the paper, but the words look like it's a ransom note because you have to pick them up from all over the house. It's like...
Really? This person is over here complaining when we work for an octopus?
Well, okay, true. The head of the post office is an octopus who is very inefficient when it comes to shipping packages.
Yeah, also point out the fact that you're Keywe.
Yeah,
it's
we're
not
little
like...
birds.
We are adorable fucking Kiwis. I'm a fluffy Keywe with a little bowler hat on.
Yeah.
I am adorable.
I'm trying to get the little bubble wand so my Keywe can blow bubbles. It is really cute, though, and a lot of fun.
Yes. We remote play it too, so Grif bought me a copy for my birthday, and I just play it and then invite her to it. And it's like the old couch co-op style where we can just play like that. Lots of unlockables and things like that. We try to keep. There's 3 different. You get bronze, silver, or gold. We try to silver everything. I don't think we've gotten a single gold yet.
I think we got 1. There was probably. I think there was 1.
It's probably like level 1.
No.
That was one of the levels that we bronzed and had to go back to silver.
It was our first time playing. What did you want?
So, for the record,
I didn't know how anything worked. We'd probably go back now and do it and be just fine, but it is what it is.
I don't know. It still requires typing. But played that. That's a ton of fun. We'll be playing that again tomorrow, Monday. Wherever you're watching this. We played it Monday. We're gonna play it Monday again. And then I played Halo Infinite, which we'll get into. And WoW, of course, and Phasmo, and I've started playing Banished during that time.
Yeah, Banished is fun.
Yeah, it's a game where I could just throw up for like an hour, do something, save it, and quit. Like, I was like, all right, I need to find something that I can just throw up for like an hour and not invest in. So.
Because that's how much free time we get during nap time. An hour.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done for this week. It's been a pretty casual, slow week.
I have been playing I played Green Hill with No Pants on Sunday. And then he had talked about, he goes, have you played, are you wanting to play Icarus or not? Right. And I was like, I don't know if I want to play it or not. Like, it looks good, blah, blah, blah. And so then I got done with my stream on Sunday and pulled Shroud up. He was playing Icarus, and I'll say I'll look at some of the gameplay and we'll see how I feel about it. And I was playing something else in the background, but I can't remember what it was. It was just chilling, and I was watching him, and the next thing I know, I'm buying Icarus and started playing it, and was up until like 3 o'clock in the morning playing Icarus. It is a survival game, and it's interesting the way it's set up. I've only played the very first level when it came to the plot line itself, because I want to hold off for that to play with no pants. But when it came to the offline free roam version of it, I really like the way it's set up, except one thing: they have no predators on that version of it. So there's no wolves, no bears, nothing. And I thought that was a very odd thing to do. So you don't level up as quickly on it. You can create multiple characters. So if your friend's like, oh, I've always wanted to try that, and you're a person that's been playing it for a while, you can create another character and play with your friend and level up together. But so supposedly the way that the plot line itself works is it's supposed to be to where each one is kind of a tutorial to build your character and get further forward, but you have different things you need to do on each one of those levels. And like in the first level, you have 3 things that you need to do. And once you complete those 3 things, you can either stay and just completely build up in the area that you're at there's a timer at the top of the screen. Mm-hmm. Or you can hop on your ship, go to the next level. It is a real-time timer of 7 days for the first level.
Oh my god!
It takes you 2 hours to get all 3 of your objectives done.
Okay. So then you just gotta chill for 7 days?
No, you can get on the ship and go to the next level. Okay. But I guess they designed it that way, so if you kind of wanted to build your character a little more, learn the mechanics, do all that type of stuff before you go to the next level, you could, but you only have 7 days to stay there. But everything you do in that 7 days is gone once you get on the ship and leave. So I would just get on the ship and leave once I finish the 3 things.
So you can't stay no matter what?
You can stay, but only for the 7 days.
Okay, so no, you can't stay forever.
No, you can't stay forever. That's what the offline mode's for, not the other. And I'm guessing that there's other, like the part that I've been playing in only has 3 options, and I'm thinking more options will open as you progress through the main storyline, for the free play part of it. So I'm interested to see where it ends up going with it, but I enjoy it. It's one of those, a lot of people are having problems with it bogging down their PCs. But I think it's because they're running the RTX on their RTX stuff, and it's not optimized for it, even though it should be, because I have an RTX and I'm not running my RTX, and I'm running at about 120 frames per second. And that's with everything maxed out with the exception of shadows and a few other things that were just kind of minor. So I'm guessing that's what their problem is. They're trying to run everything at the highest level, where I'm like, I've played Call of Duty. You have to maneuver things around to get the gameplay where you want it to be.
Fiddle with all the settings.
Yeah, so did that. And then played Halo. And I started playing it on Wednesday when it came out. And I think it had a really slow start at the beginning because they're trying to introduce you to everything, I guess. I'm trying not to give anything away because the chicken is playing it and Grif's watching. Mm-hmm. But it is one of those where I think the storyline starts off very slow and the gameplay starts off slow. But once you get into the storyline, it starts to move a lot quicker. And there's a lot more information available to you. I'm still not sure how I feel about the little tablets you pick up to give you the audio logs.
The things that make this polite sound that sounds like a Twitch follower alert instead of something in the game. Yeah.
Right.
Whoever made the sound design for this game is not winning any awards.
No, and the music, this is one of the things that I didn't notice it until Chicken was talking about it, how the music was not synced up to certain parts right way.
No, it's incredibly jarring.
I feel like that changes too, because I'm sitting there as I'm playing through the plot line, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm killing all of you. This is great. The music's pumped up, and it's fantastic. You feel like Master Chief. And then it even has an ending at the end of the music when you've killed all the people like we're used to having. And I'm like, all right, cool. This was awesome. And I'm like, why is that not at the beginning? But I think they did not know what to do with that open world at all.
I think it's because the linear main missions, they've got it where the sound design is right, but it's on the outside, like the outer world, where it's just honestly, it feels like someone hit the fucking random playlist button and it just goes through random stuff. You have three main songs that will pop up randomly. The main theme music, the escape from the blowing up ship music, and one of the dramatic, I think it's it has to be when you're fighting the two scorpions on Halo 3, where the music starts pumping up and getting, and you're in this scorpion tank, or you're in a scorpion tank fighting the scarabs.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The two scarabs, like that moment where that music's playing, and it kills me. Like when it starts playing and I'm doing one of the objectives, I fucking in it. I am like just rolling, and then it just cuts off, and it's like someone just sucks your soul out of you, and you're like, oh. Halo is about the music and the feeling you get when you're being Master Chief.
It's not
and
even
when they
just
pull
that.
it away,
it's like
well, it
sound
is for
design
me
in
for
general.
playing it.
Yeah. I will say this to those that have followed the series since the beginning and played 4 and 5 as blindly as they possibly could to go through. And it's really weird because I feel like even at the very beginning of this game, it feels like a different game than 4 and 5 do. Like 4 feels like a different game than 1, 2, and 3. 5 feels like a totally different game because they finished shit in a comic book between 4 and 5. And I feel like we don't know what happened between 5 and Infinite. So it's kind of like, wait, is there a comic book I'm supposed to read? How did we get to this point or whatever? It is a lot more. They give you a lot more information you think they do. Everything makes sense once you finish the storyline, but they also give you stuff from 4 and 5 to kind of give you an idea of this is a completed trilogy. But they did a really good job of starting you off at the very end. It feels like a beginning of a new trilogy. It is very strange. So I'm not sure how they're going to do Infinite. Like if this is all we've got, and then they're going to create another Halo.
No, they've already said this is a 10-year project. Like they're going to be updating it over this long period of time. This is just the beginning of what they want for Halo Infinite. Like because this is what they're doing. That's why they wanted to go open world
with this, essentially.
Yes, they wanted open world. They want to be able to make a long-term story out of this. I mean, it also kind of plays on the title. It's Halo Infinite, where the story goes on. I don't know for how long, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes on. And part of the reason, because we've always talked about microtransactions and whatnot, how to support a game for so long. Well, why not just make the game sub, which you're technically paying a sub with the Game Pass to play it. And when they come out with an update, people will put their subs back up to play it again. So it's like people buying the game each time it comes out. I mean, I have Game Pass, so I'm playing it for free.
I mean, unless they do try to make it a sub thing where if you can play the base game with Game Pass, and then when they do start adding an expansion type thing to it, you have to pay for the expansion. That might be how they do it.
I don't think they'll do that. If they want monthly active users, they'll just be like, yeah, here's the next part of the Halo Infinite story. Come get Game Pass and play it. And people will put their Game Passes back up. And then they'll get hooked on other things because Game Pass does have a catalog of a ton of games. And if you're not interested in Infinite, or if you want to play Infinite, you've got a lot of other options that you could play in between Infinite launches.
It'd be nice if they would fix the launcher, though. Because they did what they did with Master Chief Collection, which is, I'm going to download this game. It says it's downloaded. Let me open it up. Not just kidding. You downloaded the launcher. Now you have to, from inside the launcher, download what part of the game you want.
My biggest issue with that was because I was looking for the campaign, and it gives me the option. If it didn't give me the option and it was just Halo Infinite, and then I was like, oh, okay, I have to go into the game and download the campaign part of it. Fine. Don't give me Halo Infinite campaign, download something else, and then have to make me go back in the game to download the campaign again. It's like, I thought I was downloading that.
Here's the thing about it. Like, when they did it with the MCC, it was originally when you bought the MCC for Xbox, before it ever came out on PC, when you had it on Xbox, it was one thing. But it took up a shit ton of room on your hard drive. So they changed it to where you could take off the stuff you didn't want to play.
Which I like. For
when they put it on PC, it was automatically set up that way. And the first one that was released was Halo Reach for PC. So then they just added on to the top of it. So it was like, that's why it's set up that way. That makes sense to me because of how it was released.
It makes sense,
and how
but
they
it
set
still
it up.
doesn't always work because we've had that
But
issue.
it was only... Master Chief Collection was only one category. It was Master Chief Collection. You open it, you get the games inside. It did not be like, this is Halo Combat Evolved, and then it downloaded the Master Chief Collection and then sent you into the game to re-download the collection. It's like, just give me Halo Infinite, period. That's it. I open it up. I have the multiplayer. I've got to download the campaign inside. Cool. Do not show me the campaign is something different.
But I'm wondering if this goes back to the fact that this is a 10-year plan. If they're setting this up,
they're gonna have it so that you can.
If they're gonna have multiple campaigns or built into whatever's happening.
Right, that makes sense long term, but I mean, it was just a little unexpected to start off because I was ready to play, and then I had to pull it up, and it's like you need to actually download the game. What did I just spend an hour doing? That's
something they could have fixed on the back end. Like when you get to the next one, go look. You're gonna download a new browser. It's all the same, but it's gonna change like it did when you did MCC, and it changed. We're creating a new thing for you because we got a new thing coming out. But it does not make sense currently. But I did really enjoy the game. It's one of the best games I played this year, to be honest. Once I got through the bloated part of it, it was really good.
I can't wait to get to that part. The open world aspect is different. It feels very plain cake style, where I mean you got the stuff that they want you to do. And most of the time it's entertaining. Like I said, 100% honest. If the music was better, I would feel so much more like engrossed in it when I'm doing it. But the constant random music parts of it just kind of throw your emotional state off because I'm sitting there being a badass, and then the Halo theme, like the main menu theme music plays, and I'm like,
this doesn't feel right.
I was just tossing grenades, being a badass, jumping off of brutes, and now I just want to like sit back and have some tea with the brute and be like, you want to wait till this is over and then we'll get back to it.
Some tea with the brute.
Yeah, it is pretty jarring.
It just ruins the mood for me because I like when I play shooters like that. As you can watch on the stream, I get into it. I go hard. I fucking the mangler is my favorite weapon.
Oh my god, yes.
Shoot,
more mangler, please.
And just start beating the shit out of the
this for everybody though. The grapple hook sounds like a tennis ball launcher.
Oh god.
Why do you gotta mess it up for everybody else?
Now nobody.
For everybody in the
I
stream?
mean, okay, look, I already told you. As somebody that does sound stuff, and like that was my main goal in life. Once I graduated school, and that didn't pan out for me. It hurts me to hear things like that because it means you're just being lazy. You went out and said, "This sounds close enough. Nobody's gonna know what this is." Y'all being stupid.
I was fine with it. It's just that you having to point out that's what it sounds like.
You were fine with
a grappling hook coming out there because. To be fair, they're using the same technology. They're using some type of air pressure or whatever to push it out.
So is the grapple hook made out of the same thing as a tennis ball? Because I don't think that's going to hold up very well, especially since
it's got a metallic sound to it. It has a metallic sound to it.
Barely.
I didn't think I would like the grapple hook, but
let's do it next time.
I didn't care for I didn't think I would care for the grapple hook, but it does have some pretty good play moments too, especially when you jump off a building and grab a fucking brute as you come slamming down on him and start beating his ass with the mangler. Just a forewarning, all the special named weapons, even though their ammo is the same as their normal variant, you can't use it. You actually have to pick up an ammo crate in order to refill that. I picked up a regular mangler, and every time I walk past one, it auto fills it up. But the special mangler, you have to only get it with an ammo crate, which I think is
dumb.
Terrible.
That needs
design.
to change.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, they're doing it to make the special weapons feel special because you can only have them for a limited time, and it's like,
It's not. I could go back to any fob and be like, I want this.
Yeah, but you can go to a regular ammo station and just load it up
with the regular ammo.
With regular ammo, but what doesn't make sense is when I walk by a regular mangler, it should do it, and it doesn't. It's
exactly. Like that's just weird.
It's like they put one slight difference in their coding to where the game can't pick up that's the same item.
The same item, yeah. I think that should be an easy fix. That's just a little off-putting, and frustrating for me because I really liked that one. And I just was like, fuck it. If ammo is going to be a problem for this thing, I'm just going to grab a regular Mangler because they use them and I can pick up ammo constantly.
I've had the problem recently as I got further into it, and you're like in areas where you've killed a bunch of people or whatever, and I'm trying to move with the grappling hook, and I'm actually accidentally grabbing guns off the floor. And I'm like, stop it! I don't want that gun. Stop it! And I actually lost a BR that way because I tried to keep a BR on me. And I had the BR out, and I just lost all the ammo for the BR, and I accidentally picked up another item. When I did, I lost the BR because it doesn't have any ammo in it. And I was like, no.
Damn.
It was so bad. But yeah, they did a lot of, like, especially as you play through it, it feels like Halo as you get further into it. That first part does not feel like Halo. Like the battles do. 100% the battles, dude. Like inside when you're trying to go in and blow up the big tubey things, the fuel cell things, all that stuff. That feels like Halo to me.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. I enjoy the battle with the little leader guys that they have set up, the little targets. Those are interesting too. Some of them they put in weird places as you get later on, and it's just kind of like, I think you're stretching a little bit putting this person here. like in the middle of a random area I get, where it's kind of between two places, but one of them is in a very odd place. When you get to it, you'll know it immediately. You go, really?
Here,
why is this here?
You put it here? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels weird in between the missions when you're just running around doing random shit. The combat, of course, feels really good. The game is overall not. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's just different. Because I am enjoying for what I'm playing. Again, the music is what is just kind of putting that like crack in there where it's just not as enjoyable because it's just so jarring. The combat's good. The open world aspect is weird. Also giving you different equipment and then putting enemies in your path that force you to use that equipment is a little offsetting because I'm not using it. One of them is like, some of the camo people are super camoed, and I'm just like, they're like, use this, and they're very pushy about using your scanner thing. Use your scan. You have a scanner. Use your scanner. And it's like, bruh, I could see them. I see them.
But
I've played enough Halos. I've played enough Halo that I know what camo looks like. So I just grapple them while they're invisible and just start beating their ass with the Mangler.
To be fair, their camo is a lot different than the old ones. It used to have that little bit of, now it's a shadow look, where it used to be like just a distortion in the background. So there's certain parts of it that it's very difficult to see. But for the most part,
that's why I have my specialized.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, I can see them. They're no problem for me. But like I said, I have good eyes for now. I guarantee they will go away, but I'm gonna brag about them and use them for as long as I can.
I would recommend to anyone that's proficient at the game as Chicken and I are, like if you're a big Halo fan, don't start on normal. We're having to play on normal because we were like streaming it and trying to get through the plot line and do all that type of stuff. Play on heroic or higher because normal is just cake. Like it's so easy to get through.
I will be honest, it's a little like sometimes like most of it's just kind of run into it, and then every so often it's like the enemies just turn it up to 11 and they're like ha ha ha, and you just get slammed. It's like, okay, you're actually gonna make me try this one, and then you try and it's like, okay, no big deal, and then you get casual again, and then the big guys come out and they're like ha ha ha, I'm here again. It's like, brah. Keep it even, because I've heard people playing on heroic and legendary where they're having fun playing through it, and then it just somehow turns to extreme where the enemies just really get up and start beating their ass. It's like, wait a second, where the hell have you been this whole round?
Yeah, it makes me wonder because I'm gonna go back through and play it on legendary. I'm wondering, like these target battles of the mini bosses, essentially what they have that are in there, like how those are gonna pan out.
Oh boy,
on something like that, because I mean, some of them, because they've got so many people around them, like they've got so many bad guys around them to protect them, which, by the way, if you're that big of a bad guy, why do you need all that help? Well, whatever.
Yeah, I know, right? Bart Bat, whatever the fuck your name is, you stupid little grunt.
Bip-Bap. It was Bip-Bap.
Bip-Bap gets slapped. Bip-Bap gets slapped.
Bip-Bap. He had the best name in the whole series. Bip-Bap.
But before we just talk about Halo for the next, we had a couple of articles about it. There's a quick resume bug where if you try to quick resume the game, it can crash. Don't do that. Just make sure when you're done playing, close it out entirely, and then you start it back up, which is what I do every time. I just close it out, but I also play on PC.
And based on this article, this one of the things they mentioned in this article that I'm really glad that they did in this, which is it still matters if you play the campaign. If you like stuff in your multiplayer that you can't buy, do anything like that, they've actually added armor stuff in the actual that you can find in the campaign. It's not completing a mission to get it, but
right,
at
it's
the same
just
time,
collectibles
at least it's
out
there.
in the world. Yeah, like you just go in, you can collect the stuff and whatnot. And this other article is one I 100% understand. Campaign level select in Halo is not in the game. Like, I totally get it. Ghost of Tsushima, when it first came out, it did not have mission replayability. Campaign select will not be in this game 100%. It will be mission replay styles like it is in Ghost of Tsushima, where it'll have a little marker and you can go to that and replay the mission of that area. And if Oak is not mistaken, there are certain skulls and collectibles that you cannot get unless you are doing that mission.
That's correct.
Which I think
if you go back over said mission, right?
Right.
Because on the map it shows you where those missions took place.
Right.
You go over it, it actually shows you all the items that are available in that mission, and some of them are skulls.
Yes.
So if you don't grab the skull during the mission, you're just like SOL.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's dumb.
Which is why I'm going to go back through the game, because I want to grab the skulls, because I never grabbed any of them to start with.
Same. Like, I've been skipping over them, I'm going to go ahead and go back and collect them later. Apparently not. But that's on its way. The co-op is on its way. The Forge is on its way. Like, playing this game, I totally see why none of that stuff was in there, because those mechanics are complicated for this style of game. Because it's like Far Cry and Ghost of Tsushima, where it's a single-player, open-world-oriented linear mission style where you kind of can't just open up your menu and pick a mission to play. You load it into the world, and then you have the freedom to go around and play what you want. So, 2022, there will be a ton of additions to the game, for sure. I guarantee you. There will be a massive, expansion of this game as this next year goes on.
I'm interested to see what they end up doing, because now that I know what the entire plot line is for the game, it's going to be interesting to see what they add and how much of it is going to lead into whatever their next major campaign is. And how long over if it's a 10-year period, how long over that 10-year period is pushing toward that. So it's going to be very interesting.
Yes. Well, like I said, we could sit here and talk about Infinite for a while. We'll probably be talking about it next week too, and that's
and then
our
we're
last
off
show,
for 2 weeks, so you know.
Then we're off for a few weeks. So.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of bullshit articles because we can never get away from this stuff apparently. Activision Blizzard stuff, of course.
Well, it's not just them this week.
Yeah, it's three companies.
Well, let's go ahead and get that stuff out of the way.
All right, we're gonna try to burn through these because it's the same thing. Okay, so Activision Blizzard workers have set up a strike. They've set a bid, and they're launching a bid to unionize, and they set up a GoFundMe for $1 million. I don't know where it's at. I will go look at it right now.
I think there's an
Last time I looked, it was It was over 100,000. It is now over $300,000, which is nice. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of money for just that many people.
Well, the fund is for the striking workers so that they're not destitute whilst they're not working. Right. Which is good. And they're handing out union cards and trying to get people. And I think it's 30%, 20%, 15%. If 15% of the workforce sign it, then they will take a vote on it to unionize or not. The guy that they brought in, if I could remember what his name is, not Bobby Kotick, of course, not that asshole. One of the Brian Bulatto, the Activision's chief administrator, has written to think about what they want
think about their future before they sign union cards, which is not against the law. It is skirting the law, where you are not allowed to intimidate workers who are opposing to union. You cannot. It's against the law. They can nudge you and be like, hey, think about this, which is technically not against the law. Which I hope they do make it, and they're being like, Activision Blizzard's like, come talk to us. We can figure this out ourselves. We don't need this kind of extremes to do it. Let's talk this out. Let's be smart about this, which I call total bullshit on.
Yeah, in the email it said active, transparent dialogue between leaders and employees is better than unionization, and it's like, y'all understand that that's what you were doing, right? And you were like, people go to HR, and HR would be like, nah, you're just crazy, go sit down somewhere, and we're gonna promote that guy that you just complained about so he's not in your department anymore. And it's like, okay, so you want us to keep doing that because you've changed, quote unquote, like without any time for us to believe in this change and all. And yeah, okay, cool, keep investigating yourself and finding nothing wrong. That sounds legit.
Yeah.
And there's a whole thing, like there's entire companies that are literally based on busting unions. Mm-hmm. The Amazon's hired those people and set them in, and one of the things that they'll make the statement is make sure that, you know, if this is really something that you want to do, just think about what the consequences can be over the long term, which is, you know, that promotion that you might have wanted, you might not be able to get because of the fact that because the union is negotiating together as a whole, you might not be able to move up the ladder type of situation. And so that's what they're going to do. Those are the tactics that are used every time a union's brought up. Mm-hmm. And when you have 10,000 plus employees, which is what they have, you need to have a union.
Yeah.
You absolutely do. And when you have a situation like this, you're going to have it. Because here's the thing. I have in my business, which we don't have many employees at my business, we probably get 10 emails a day. Now, let's think about this for a minute. 10,000 employees, and each one of them have their job to do, and each individual has some type of complaint that's on there, sending it to whoever said boss HR department is. Everybody's got an issue with their job at some point.
Oh, yes.
When you have 10,000 employees, there's no way that your information is going to be able to get to said boss and actually be heard, because he's got 9,000 emails a day that his secretary or, you know, a staff of some sort's got to go through and figure out exactly what needs to happen. And then they serve him what is important to him. But now if you have a union rep that has to meet with said CEO about employees, that changes the narrative, because everybody's in one group and it's one solid front pushing forward. And I think that's where this needs to take place, because of all the shit that's happened, but also because it should have happened before all the shit that happened.
Yeah.
You know, just
it's also partially because of the layoffs from Raven Software, the QA team, where we talked about it, where they were ran around being like, oh, we're still debating on how to do the raises and things like this, and don't worry about it. And then 3 months later, they're like, well, we decided we're going to have to lay you off.
Yeah. They said that to clarify, these were expiring temporary contracts that they had decided not to renew, which sounds like some BS to me, considering how upset a lot of the employees were and everything. It sounds to me like either they didn't know that they were temporary, or they weren't temporary, and this is how they're trying to save some face. But I don't think that's really going to work out for them.
Or like 3 of them were temporary and the rest weren't.
Yeah, because I mean, you laid off a third of your staff. Really?
Yeah.
Like, okay, then that sounds legit.
Yeah. So that's you know, still information coming out of Activision Blizzard, which seems never ending. But at least this week we have others that we can throw under the bus with them.
Oh my god.
This one's pretty obvious. Ubisoft admits handling of misconduct has caused a lack of trust in the company.
Shocking.
You don't say. You don't say.
What is this? The consequences of my own actions? How dare they?
Yeah, the whole thing that came out in mid 2020 last year about the misconduct that's going on in Ubisoft, and apparently their mishandling of that has led to people not trusting leadership.
Yeah, well,
surprise.
I mean, when leadership is garbage and they don't do anything about problems, I wonder why there's a trust issue.
Yeah, no shit.
Can we talk about the fact that this woman's title is Ubisoft Chief People Officer?
Really,
I'm pretty
Ubisoft
sure it's
Chief
probably
People?
like a cute way of saying HR or something.
People Officer.
Yeah.
I just, what?
People Officer.
Yeah.
Maybe change that title because it sounds a kind of authoritarian. I'm just saying.
I am the People Officer.
Well, it sounds
People
kind of
will
like a kid
officer
going,
me.
we need a title for this, but I don't know what to call it. People?
They're in charge of the people, though. What do you call that? People officer? Cool. All right,
Yes.
let's make
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Silly.
Yes.
Silly.
Well, to throw another one under the bus with Ubisoft and Activision Blizzard, it's unfortunately Bungie has come out with their apology after their report back in September, I think it was,
Yeah.
where all of their misconduct and their poor culture, which they were
Yeah.
part of Activision Blizzard, which
They
means
were,
that they
yes.
were, which means they probably were let to their own devices as them, and which may have led to them separating so hard. Like I'm sure that union was not a very good one, and I guess some of the stank rubbed off and left with them, and I guess they haven't really felt the need to fix it, which I guess they're going to have to now. But he wrote a report and apologized from the leadership positions that they have failed, and they're making changes and things like this. But again, virtue signaling, let's actually see some change before
Yeah.
we start jumping on they know what they did was wrong, let's forgive them bandwagon.
Wow.
Because this is things like, it seems like a pretty common theme across all
With the
studios.
Bungie one.
But I like their comments based compared to everybody else that's talked. Their comment that's on here is that it's clear we still have work on ahead of us to do, which is a common theme. But I actually believe it from them based on the rest of the context versus, I know we've been investigated for 2 years, but we think what's coming out in the investigation is completely wrong. And we've done our own internal investigation, and we think we're right and they're wrong. So we're not going to listen to the employees and then come back and say, but we were wrong, is what we were getting from Activision. Like, all this is like this big lead up. And no, we're not going to get rid of our CEO, even though he did some of the problems.
Yeah, no shit.
You know, versus, I mean, come on.
Out of these companies, I think Bungie can. I don't think they are going to be the pariah and everything is going to be wonderful. I think that they said enough stuff to where it's like, okay, fine, you're saying it. Now let's do it.
But are they saying
Let's see
it
if you
because
can
they got
actually
caught?
do it.
Or because they care?
But that's what we have to wait and see.
Because
Like, you can't answer those questions
There's a comment,
until
the
time.
first comment down there, I don't know if you read that one on the article, is basically a statement that says that the writing staff went to HR. HR's like, you need to work better with your leaders. And they're like, well, they're the ones making us sad. And then wrote letters to the CEO that just went unacknowledged, basically. So it was like, we know that you have complaints, but we just don't really care.
First of all, there's no way your employees get to write a letter to the CEO and then they're going to read it.
It depends on how many letters.
Yeah, if there are hundreds, they more than likely get filtered out.
But again, I guess we'll wait and
Is that
see.
is that an HR problem?
Is it we're
Was he
saying
not
something now
aware?
and making a statement because we care or because we got caught? Because a lot of these companies
Exactly.
are like, had you not noticed, would have been fine. But now that you've noticed, we're so sorry about that. We're definitely gonna fix all of our problems.
Well, and it does go back to, I've seen some of the people that have dealt with corporate world stuff, like the going back to, I want to talk to the boss mentality. Let's say that that's the fourth boss above you. So you've got all these people that are up there and the fourth boss.
Mm-hmm.
The thought process is, even though you're an employee at the company, you don't get to talk to the dude at the top. You have an entire chain of command you've got to go through.
Right.
So if you write that in there, it's the same thing like Chicken was just saying. He's got an employee that's reading his stuff and turning around and going, oh, that's from a peon. Let me put that away.
But I mean,
Yeah,
how
that's
do
not
you
important to him.
handle that in the corporate world where you're like, I have gone to the people that I am supposed to go to. Those people told me basically to fuck off. How else do I go about this?
I think that needs to be answered on another podcast. Not
yes, that is a different podcast. That is not our business.
I need to go find that one. Who's got a business podcast?
I can't answer the question, but I can tell you honestly that there is a solution. I just don't think large companies have figured it out. I think what happens is this: they go, that company looks successful, so we're going to build a structure based on said company, instead of going, that company looks successful, but what are they doing wrong that we need to fix from our ground up?
Exactly.
And I think that's the difference, is they look at the success and they don't look at the failures. And if you don't look at the failures, you're doomed to repeat them.
Exactly. Man, it's almost like if you look at history and you don't learn from it.
Nobody knows.
Doomed to repeat? What?
I know, right?
You know, you mentioned Ubisoft a minute ago, but you only mentioned them for one of the things they're in the news for. The other thing this week is they announced that they have an energy efficient NFT platform that they're going to be using.
Okay, first of all, it's
I can't, y'all. This is Ubisoft going, oh my god, a fad. We can get on that and make some cash. Let's do it. Because the whole magic, quote unquote, very loose quotes, behind NFTs is theoretically it is a digital piece of property that you own once you purchase it. It is yours to do whatever you wish with for the rest of your life. But these will be in games, because the first game that they're going to release these things on is a Ghost Recon game. It's Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Why do they all have to be a paragraph? So you are going to buy a skin in a game, the game that you don't actually own. Basically you bought your copy or access to, however it is that you're playing it. So you buy this skin, but when Ubisoft shuts down the platform for that game, when they shut down the servers, your NFT that you just bought has no value at all. It's not really an NFT, right?
Right. Because as history has shown, and remember our talk about history, games will shut down. No company runs their shit forever. It just does not work. It's not going to be something that's going to be online forever.
Except for WoW.
Well, I mean, and even then, what do you?
I guarantee that game will not be online
that
forever.
10 years from now, 10 years from now, who cares about the fact that you bought a top hat for your character in this Tom Clancy game?
Top hat.
Yeah, who gives a fuck, man? It'd be like Call of Duty being like, we're gonna give you this, and you can use it for this game, and then we come out with another one.
Here's the thing that kills me about this: Ubisoft wants Ghost Recon Breakpoint to be so relevant.
Yeah, they're trying real hard.
They're starting their NFTs. So it's either two things. One, this is their test market, because they're like, if NFTs are gonna work, we want to do it in the smallest game that would game base that we possibly can, and see if this works or not. Or it's one of those that they're like, maybe we drive people over to actually play the game. Really,
it's just so stupid.
It's
we're not actually going to work on making our game better and actually function the way it's supposed to. Instead, we're going to put an NFT in it.
And it's so dumb, because it's you'll own an iteration of the thing that you're buying. So I bought this hat in yellow. Oh no, now it's releasing 2 months later in red. Oh no, your stuff's not special. I mean, I don't know. This is so stupid. Not to mention the energy efficiency aspect of it, where it's this company is, state of the art, and they're definitely going to be more energy efficient to make, and because it runs on something less scary than most blockchain stuff. And it's
totally.
Oh, okay.
I honestly need someone to explain to me how energy efficient digital is, because that's exactly what they're saying.
Hey, there's such thing as clean coal. There is energy efficient technology, right?
Well, I mean, the thing is you turn around and you go, okay, this is digital. All right, awesome.
No such thing as
so
clean
you're
coal,
telling me that this particular skin is more energy efficient than one somebody buys on Fortnite?
Yes. Absolutely.
No.
Yes.
No.
It is.
But wait, it's
How?
not even.
We don't.
It's not even a one of a kind item. Because I was reading the thing and I was like, oh, okay, something will go in the store. The top hat comes in yellow. There's one of these in the store. Who gets to buy it? No, it's literally just stuff, just skins. Because it says the first 3 of these Digit cosmetics will be released for free via the Ubisoft course website from the 9th, 12th, and 15th for Breakpoint PC owners. Oh, okay, so I'm getting a skin. You want me to spend money on this NFT that 17 other people on the map are going to be also wearing? Excuse me, why?
Right.
Why? What's different from this than a regular skin aside from that I can sell it on like a marketplace?
Well, because of the fact you physically own that skin. So, like, let's use
physically
100
is...
skins. Well, but there's 100 skins.
Okay.
Available. Okay. So, in their case, it's probably thousands, but we'll say 100 skins available.
Okay.
You buy skin 3 of 100.
Okay.
Even though it's all looks the same and everything else, you're buying. It's a limited release of that particular item. That's what draws and brings it in as something that's rare. Like, I think. If it were an NFT, I and I think you both as well have one of the rarest what would be NFTs in gaming, which is having the founder's flag in or founder's sales in Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever see them. I go around with them all the time. I'm one of the few people that have them that still play the game, and it's like, okay, I get it if that's the case. But again, Sea of Thieves has a big player base, and you're dealing with this. So there's probably only going to be a certain amount that you can purchase. So you do own it. You can sell it on a marketplace, but there's still a limited amount.
But there's also a limited time window that thing will be available. Because, again, Ubisoft's eventually going to shut those servers down. And then you don't have the item.
Right, but also your purchasing ability is limited by not only the actual amount of them they have available, but also a set time. So they might say in 12 hours, we're going to sell 100 of these. And that's it. It's the only time we're ever selling them. So it draws in those numbers and they can raise it shortly. So let's say a skin normally costs, I have no idea, let's say $5. They can sell them for $25 a piece and make a lot more money off these skins than they could before. But I honestly don't know how it's going to end up working, because unless they can tell me in every single game they create from now on that's a iteration of a Tom Clancy game, that I'm going to be able to put that on a character, I don't see a purpose in it.
Yeah, I mean, you're just buying a skin at an inflated rate, most likely, because it's an NFT.
They will have to link it to your account. This is what I said last week. They'll have to link it to your account so that you can use it across any of the Ghost Recon games. Second, they're going to have to make your account linked to your identity so that it is yours and yours alone. I can't hack your account and now your stuff is mine and you will never get it back. Now,
which is why blockchain. That's why blockchain exists.
Exactly.
It's attached to the individual.
Well, it's attached to the account. You have to actually prove it's attached to you as an individual.
Right, but it's attached to whoever purchased it at that time. So if I take said NFT and I sell it to somebody else, that blockchain now moves to them, but I'm still on the blockchain because I was the original purchaser.
Exactly.
So it's a proof of purchase essentially.
Yes,
from one to
exactly. Another. So it's just one of those things where that link between person and account is still not there. And like for our country at least, because other countries your actual identity is linked to it, and so when you buy NFTs, you as an individual, it is linked to you. There's nobody else that can take your stuff that you have bought online, which is what makes it more secure, because it's actually chained to you as an individual, not to your fake online persona or to your account or whatever. So it's just one of those.
I think this is a fad. I don't think it's going to last in gaming. I think NFTs are going to be here for a while. I don't think this is, and it could be 12 years from now, 15 years from now, our kids are looking at us, listening to this episode and being like, oh, y'all didn't understand NFTs at all. This is what it really, there's no telling.
Yeah. There's a reason for it, for absolute sure. There is going to be a reason to why you have a blockchain on items and things like that, like consoles or games or things like that, because it would be really nice if there was a way to actually link my Steam account to my identity, which they're pretty close. Same thing with my Blizzard account. Like, it's pretty closely linked to me. It's got a lot of my actual information, so if it gets hacked, I can prove that it is me, because I remember at one point, to get your account back, you had to actually take a picture of your ID card and send it to them so that they could have a proof of identity to give you your account back. So that's close to actually proving it's you, and that's where we need for these NFTs to have.
I don't see why they
value.
just couldn't trace you anyway. At the end of the day, because I mean, you're the only person I know with the first name Elite and the last name Chicken. But whatever.
I know, right? So it's one of those things. So
my opinion is shared with one of the comment dudes who said, "No fucking thanks. There's your NFT."
I'm right there with you. Which, to be fair, I will say it is nice to see everybody kind of putting that wording on it. It's usually NFT in video games, no thanks. NFTs for video games, why? What's the point? It's like, yeah, in video games, there's no point to it because most of the time it's temporary. In other aspects, there is a use for it. It's just that everybody's trying to get on the hype train and make money off of it.
Well, no, it's not that there's a use for it. I mean, half the NFTs that are being sold are like, here's a penguin that I drew a mustache on. Boo ha ha ha. Nobody screenshot this. It belongs to this guy. Like, okay, really? Okay.
There will be a use for it. Like I said, if I buy a console, whenever you buy a console and it is linked to your identity, that means you can no longer have bot spam for consoles. You can only buy one because you only have one blockchain accounted to you as an individual. It's like when you walk into a store and it's a one purchase per person, you can't be like, I want two, and have a clone stand next to you and be like, he wants one too, and he wants one, and he wants one. It's like, no, you can't. That's not how it works. So, there will be a use later. Guarantee it.
With some sad news, before we get into the Game Awards stuff, sad news. Masayuki Yomura, who's the engineer behind the NES and the SNES, has passed away. Pioneer in gaming. And to be fair, some of the most dark magic stuff I've ever seen. Now that you think about what can get fit on a cartridge, this man helped design all that engineering a long time ago.
Yes.
So I just, like, sad news in gaming, but I would say that he definitely changed the way we think of it overall. I mean, I grew up playing an Atari and moved on to the NES, and I remember my first NES and like how much I begged for it and everything else. And actually, and I highly recommend it if you have HBO Max. There's a movie coming out that I swear to God is going to be the newest classic, which is 8-Bit Christmas, and it has Neil Patrick Harris, and the entire thing is him telling his daughter about the NES craze for Christmas when he was youth and everything, and it's set up beautifully on how it's done. And my daughters watched it 4 or 5 times. They love it, and I do too. Like, I've seen it 2 or 3, and I think it's going to be the newest Christmas classic. It's set up so well, and it's all based on that one game console.
Yeah, Nintendo was and is something else. I mean, even to this day, Christmas craze around Nintendo consoles are still high. I remember back in the day trying to get a Wii around Christmas time was absolutely ridiculous. It's like, you got a Wii? Hell no! What you talking about? Wii? Never heard of it. Every time they come in, they seem to disappear. Or they're already spoken for.
The fun memories of working at GameStop at that time.
Yeah, Grif, do you remember those days?
No, that
Christmas
was not
time?
my... What?
I thought you worked at GameStop during Christmas time.
I guess I was there. Yeah, I guess I was. You're right. I was.
Yeah,
I think I just blocked it out. I had so much going on right then. I think I just blocked out the work part of it. I was like, yeah, this part was inconsequential and stupid. Let me just go ahead and forget that part. Make some room for all of these other things that I had to remember instead. Yes, you are correct. It was, yeah. And then I moved. But it was after Christmas. So I was there for Christmas, yes. Sorry,
right.
My brain's done.
All right. Now we've got some Game Award stuff. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it. And I'll be honest, I didn't really hear anything that I should have watched it for. So.
I did watch it. And other than Sting's performance and I think Imagine Dragons' performance, there wasn't a whole lot else when it came to the actual awards part of the ceremony that was worth anything, except for, in my opinion, there were 2 that I was happy about. One I was very surprised about. The ones I'm happy about was best indie game went to Kena Bridge of Spirits, which is the game I just played recently, that I absolutely loved. It ended up getting best indie game and best new entry indie game or something like that. And then the one that surprised the hell out of me is It Takes Two ended up winning Game of the Year.
Yeah, I think that surprised a lot of people, where an indie game offshoot game won Game of the Year, which this is not to take away from it, but there really weren't many booms this year.
Yeah, it was a slow year.
Yeah, Resident Evil Village was one of the big ones. But I don't think
Psychonauts, I think, was on there. Which all are good games. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I think what made it, and it kind of, I'm cool with it, not just because I absolutely love the dude to death that created the game, but I'm cool with it because of what just happened over 2020 and 2021 with a lot of people staying at home and playing co-op games with their families and friends and stuff like that, having to do it online and everything else. And the timing of that game, I think, was just perfect. And I think that it resonated with a lot of people. The storyline resonates with a lot of people too, based on what I know of it. And I think, and it's just a well-designed game. He just makes really good games. And so I was really, really happy that he won, but I was not expecting it at all.
Well,
that'd be one for y'all to play.
Yeah. I don't know. Got pretty upset about the ending of the last one, so. Because he was the one that did the.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God!
A Way Out.
Oh, that's what it was called.
A Way Out.
Yeah.
Way Up.
I was pretty salty about that, so I don't want to get burned again. But yeah, the rest of it wasn't a shock as far as like what won. A lot of the categories were like, yeah, okay. Either there's a clear winner in this, or nobody really cares about this category. So.
And from what I've read about, like, the day after it happened, it seemed to be the same issues that he's had before, where it's too little awards, too much trailers, and too much other stuff. It's like, you were called the Game Awards? It's like, the Game Awards. It's like,
I watched, I found a compilation video that had all of the announcement trailers in, like, one thing. They were just all, like, cut together so I could watch them back to back to back to back. Let me tell you, like, I was probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes into this hour and 15-minute video of trailers, and I'm like, are any of these games just fun, or are they all incredibly epic and somewhat dark? Because every single one started out with this, like, big, epic, ominous music. Even the Sonic trailer was like that, you guys. I was like, look at this pretty world. This music does not go... And it was like this big, brooding, heavy, like, epic soundtrack to go with Sonic. And I'm like, well, okay then. Alright, so next year is going to be the return of Grit, I guess, as far as the theme. But... even with the announcements, there wasn't anything that I was like, frick yeah, I had no idea this was coming, so excited about it, can't wait, need it right now. But I think that's
a lot of things that a lot of people were happy
in
about.
Seeing the Warhammer Space Marine 2 game, though. It's not like I'm excited about it, but I'm kind of interested to see more.
Yeah, I think that's where it really hit, where it's like, yeah, I'm kind of interested in that, but there wasn't anything that, like, for the large portion of the audience, it was like, give me this right now, I'm so pumped.
Yeah. What do you think about the Saints Row trailer?
There was a lot of the same stuff. Like, looking at it,
so
it's
you got
like,
excited
okay.
for it?
I am, but we already knew that. It didn't show me anything that was, like, so new that I needed to be pumped for it. They showed footage of the VTOL, which means I'm gonna get to fly a plane in between buildings. I like that. It's a jet. Whatever. It looks like they added a wingsuit, so it kind of feels like, if you added World Destruction, you could be, Just Cause 4. Which I don't have a problem with. They had a wingsuit in, I want to say in 3. Anyway, there was a thing to jump off the building, and after I did the tutorial on this, how you use the wingsuit, I never used it again. But it looks like Saints Row to me. So
good. That's what we want, though, is you want a Saints Row game.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat. A reboot, I should say.
Oh yeah, reboot it. That's what it is. But Elden Ring, I need somebody, and this is a legitimate question. this is not me being mean or sarcastic. This is me actually, I don't understand. I know that there is a ton of hype around Elden Ring, and I haven't followed it or anything, but the trailer just looks like every other high fantasy game. Why is it special? Like, what's different about it? Legitimate question.
It's only special because it's the people who it's from software, and they make such strong linear games. It's almost like a 343 doing what they're doing with Halo. It's Dark Souls going to open worlds.
Yep.
Oh.
That's it. There you go. It is Dark Souls going from their linear formatted style world into open worlds.
Okay.
And first of all, everybody likes a good fantasy, and this one is high fantasy with the Dark Souls grit, and people are like, let's do it. I want to see it. It's something different. I'm excited, and it comes out in February.
And then you have a major author that's linked to it as well. That people like, he sold millions of books.
Which I am so happy he just helped with it and didn't actually write it, because it would never be finished.
It was George R.R. Martin. Yeah. That's the one he's working on, right? He's the Elden Ring.
He's done. He's done with it. Like, he was done with it about a year ago.
Yeah.
I
think he probably gave him an outline of what he would do, and then they just ran with it. Is probably what happened.
Yeah, they're like, how do you think about this? What do you think about this? How about these story arcs and things like that? And he's like, well, this and that, and then they're like, cool, thanks for the advice, now go away, go finish your books, and we'll finish our game.
And I think the art style kind of fits.
It's very pretty.
World,
it is
their
very
world
pretty.
As well as his, which I think is impressive. I still don't understand the pot that with the arms.
Oh yeah, that's the one with that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, I still don't understand. Like, I just want to watch somebody play it so I can find out what the fuck that thing is. But I get the hype behind it. But if it was just a regular action adventure game, I would play it. But because of the fact that it's set up as a Dark Souls style game, there's just,
don't worry. I'll play it for you. You can watch me.
That's why. It. That's right. I watch you play. That's why Chicken exists, is so I can watch him play those games. I was excited for the Star Wars Eclipse. I like Quantic Dream games anyway. I love Star Wars, and I love the dark side of Star Wars mainly. And this looks like all of those.
You and everybody else. Sorry, everybody likes to think is the light and the dark is the Jedi are actually bad, which, we're not going to get into lore, but I do somewhat agree with that. But everybody likes the dark side.
You think the greater good is bad? But all right, cool.
I think their pure vision of the way the world should be, without any lenience one way or the other, is not a good way to look at the world. It is gray, and you must make hard choices.
Alan Wake 2, I don't think a lot of people were expecting.
Yeah.
So, my point. So, that's just my opinion on it.
But Alan Wake 2, I think, surprised a lot of people that it was coming out. It wasn't much of a trailer, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it was one of those where put it on there. I'm excited if they can do it right. If DC can actually, and Warner Brothers can make a really good game. I'm excited there's a Wonder Woman game now. Really am. That's the better of the DC recent movies that have been out there. Not the most recent Wonder Woman movie, but the one before that, not 84, but the first one was a better one. And I'm excited, but it was just a teaser. It was on there, and then I'm interested in the Expanse, the Telltale series that's coming out as well.
I got
a
isn't
very
that
sci-fi
going to
thing
be
going on.
Telltale's first return game, or have they already made something?
No, I think this is their first return.
Yeah, I think this is their first return game. But yeah, I mean, it didn't feel like there was that much greatness. There were some cool things, but
yeah, there was.
But again, this year and last year, like, everybody knows the pandemic has put a pretty big dent in just about everything in the world. So we can all forgive the way the slow pace of the world is right now.
Among Us VR, I think, is an interesting concept.
That's gonna be weird.
I don't know if VR is quite there yet or not.
Yeah.
No, I do not think it is quite there.
Because
Yeah,
like, how are you moving around in this world that you've created, and how are you getting like if it's set up, let's say the maps are exactly the same the way we know them, and having to jump in and out of vents with this VR set.
Well, I'm thinking,
like, I feel like
how
I'd
much
get
do
dizzy.
you miss because you've now put it in a first-person perspective? Because, like, half the time I saw, you know, somebody on the opposite side of the map, like, on the screen over there. I just saw a chicken walk by, so I know he went that way. How much are you going to know?
They have to make it so that you can only play VR with, like, you could only play VR rounds with everybody in VR. Otherwise, it's going to be like, well, I could see behind you, I can see behind me, and you can't see shit.
Oh, it's straight up it's straight up a different game.
Yeah.
Like, there is no way this is the same game that somebody's not playing on their mobile phone while I'm playing on a VR headset. That is not a thing.
Because it means that, you know, you're not gonna see, all of the kills will be jump scares for you for the most part, unless somebody's running at your face. It's like, oh, I'm in a thing doing my task. Oh no, now I'm getting murdered because I wasn't.
And I'm cool. I'm really cool with the fact that they're doing this in VR, but I would just like the first-person view to start with. Like a first-person view version of this game would have been fun.
Yes, I think that would be fun.
Because
I mean, the first person of that game is pretty much like Deceit, though, right? You know.
That is kind of true.
Yeah, but it's the fun, lovable, sus characters that you have at the end of the day that make it. Like, it's the bubbly.
But I think that being able to see your character is part of what makes that fun.
Yeah, especially when you get to do like the little jig in front of people, and you're just like, what you doing?
I like their little stompy feet. They're so cute.
We need to get a whole group together to play some more Among Us.
That's a big group.
It's been a while.
Yes.
There was
that's a 15, right?
Yeah. I can't. Okay, people, I can work miracles, but it would be very difficult for me to work up 15 people to play this.
No, we can work that one up together though, because the fact that it's played on everything and not just PC, I have people that can play that as well.
Well, one of the other games, I actually thought about Oak when I was watching the trailer for it, because we both played Boyfriend Dungeon earlier this year. Next year there's a game coming out called Thirsty Suitors that seems kind of similar-ish. Only instead of going to find people that you want to date, you're dealing with your exes. So it was pretty funny.
I didn't even see the trailer for that one. That's awesome.
The art style is kind of neat too. I think I'm gonna keep an eye on it. But I saw it and I was like, yeah, it's like the opposite of Boyfriend Dungeon, I guess.
Living that thirsty life, yo, folks.
Thirsty
that
Suitors.
thirsty life.
Go look that one up, Oak. You might like it. You have to do mini games where you cook and you have to get your mom's approval on your cooking. So
okay.
In between dealing with my exes, I'm gonna have to go and make a souffle and hope it rises or something, you know.
Oh, there's an innuendo in there somewhere.
Oh, shut up.
Is Nighting L's the one that is the world builder? I mean, not the world builder, but
it's the survival game
right?
from some people that worked on BioShock. Yeah, Nightingale.
Yeah, that one looks really good. If I'm looking at real footage.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks very pretty right now. I don't know what that's gonna look like in game, like actual gameplay, but. That's something that's kind of like, I'll put a little pin on once it's listed on Steam, I'll put it on my wish list and keep an eye on it, but it's not something that I'm like, give it to me now. Also, I hope it's like Ark where it has private servers where you can play on, because I have no interest in trying to play with a bunch of actual people that I don't know in a survival game. I hate that.
Yeah, if they'll do it, well, I mean, and I'm fine if they allow for us to get a server and like a group of us go in and play type deal, but I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
The newest trailer for Forspoken looked good too.
Yeah.
I liked it when I saw it the first time.
That's another one I'm kind of looking at.
Yeah, that one's kind of cool. I thought of you immediately, Grif, when they did the Fall Guys, because it was Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. It's very cute. Very cute. Hellblade got the sequel trailer. Like a cinematic trailer. It's not gameplay though, right?
Yeah, I think that was actual gameplay.
Was it? No, I wasn't
Based on the original. Yeah, that's actual gameplay. Because what he says, and it's part of the deal with dealing with just the trailers, is you don't get to hear kind of the intro into that trailer sometimes. And he stated the fact, he said, you're about to see stuff that's cinematic, that is real game footage. It was shot the day before.
Okay.
recorded the day before and then showed, and he said I couldn't believe it when I saw it, and then he showed that video. I loved the first one and excited about this one. When I saw that trailer and the big dude coming out with the ripped face and arms, and I'm like, I don't know, this is a different game. Like the other one was good and a whole new world, but like she's going in a whole new direction right now. So I'm interested to see how that one ends up going. And then I'm interested to see more on Dune Spice Wars. I love like the world of Dune, and I'm thinking it's going to be an RTS though. Probably. Based on just the way they talk in the trailer, because there's not a lot of whole information, just like a little teaser. That one looks cool too. I don't think there was really much else. I think you're right on that. There wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, there was a lot of stuff, but it wasn't a whole lot of give it to me now stuff. It was a lot of like, oh, okay, this is neat.
Oh, the next Fortnite too, Rumbleverse is coming. Which there's no building. There's no building in the game, so maybe. But you get to punch people and throw things at them instead of shooting items. I watched somebody play it the other day, and it looked all right. Oh, Plague's Tale, Requiem. The second game in Plague's Tale. First one was Innocence. Yeah. This is Requiem. Still highly recommend from a narrative standpoint and a gameplay standpoint, the first one. And so I'm really excited about the second one. What'd you think of the cinematic for Dying Light 2?
I mean, it looks neat. I think it's one of those where it's like, I'm pretty sure it'll be like the first one where we can play it co-op, and then either Chicken and I or Baka and I will play it. Baka if I want to die, Chicken if I want to live. 4-player co-op?
No.
Yes,
you
because
me
the
more
DLC,
times than that one.
The DLC for Dying Light, the original, was 4 players.
Oh, that's right. All of that stuff. Because see, we never played the big expansion stuff, so I didn't know that.
Which means that 90% of the time when a game goes 4-player after just the normal co-op, they just leave it in.
Once you go 4-player, you never go back.
Exactly. Once you go 4, you don't go back. Co-op just doesn't do it for you anymore.
Weird. But that would be awesome if we could all play that game together, knowing how drastically different a lot of our shooter styles are. Man, for the 4 of us to be able to play that'd be...
That's fine. I'll protect you. You don't have to worry. I'll protect you. You guys can go ahead
and set me on fire anymore.
You guys can go ahead and drop fires on each other. I will sit up on the rooftop and snipe the people as you squawk at each other. Why you fire? Oh my god, fire about Molotovs! Rah rah rah.
Who shot the hazmat zombie next to us?
I've got one of those in my crew. Old man sets me on fire constantly.
Bach throws stinky nades at people and punches them in the back of the head. I know this from facts.
Crossfire looked pretty good. It's a maybe get rid of regular. Maybe I need things to get rid of COD. Like it needs things to go away. Activision's doing a really good job of burning their own house down at the end of the day, but I need them to just get rid of COD. To where it's no longer being released every year. They actually make a decent one. And I haven't downloaded the Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine 5 experience, but it is free on PS5 and Xbox Series X. It is not on PC.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is weird.
I guess not
like,
optimized.
Why would you not? Maybe. I don't know. I thought that was a weird choice.
Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, it's not something you can play on the Xbox One or the PS4 either. So it's only the next gen or the new gen console. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Very weird. Very weird. Next section of Final Fantasy VII's game has come out too. I wonder how long that one's going to be, because the first one was pretty good distance, right?
Yeah.
They said 40 hours, I think, was gameplay on it. I don't know if that's 40 hours if you want to look at everything, or if that was like it takes you 40 hours to get through the story.
And this is supposed to be 3-part, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we were originally told?
And it's coming to PC as well, but it'll be Epic Store exclusive, so I will still not be playing it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, they just got a shopping cart too. Come on, you can actually buy both parts in one purchase. You can do it.
Let me tell you, that just forgives all of their past transgressions. Let me go ahead.
Exactly.
Now that it's taken them how many years to get a shopping cart, and forgive them for everything they've ever done.
You are 100% sold.
Good Lord.
You can buy 2 packets of V-Bucks at what?
Exactly. Oh.
No thanks.
Oh my God. Anything else caught anybody's eye?
No, that's good.
Cool beans. All right. We do appreciate everybody hangs out with us each and every week. And Infinite Respawn, as always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. Check out Grif.
At Grif's Lineham.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
Baka.
And as always, make sure you go to Grif's YouTube channel where you can find all these games that she plays, plus the new one that she's playing as well. All the games she loves. And then you're on episode 9, 10, 22.
No, I don't know what number 8? I'm on. 8? I think 8. I think 8's
you just
out
dropped
now.
8. Yeah.
I think you just dropped 8.
I didn't. Yeah. Oh man, I forgot to edit the videos and put them up. I'll do that, and there'll be a new one like Monday or Tuesday. I forgot. That's what I was. Look, it's been a heavy week. Okay.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Shit happens.
Forgot.
Fine. It gives them time to catch up, Grif.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gives me time.
I can't believe I forgot. I just
wasn't this the whole thing of you taking this casually? It's all good.
I mean,
people
it
aren't
is
expecting things, and so you're fine. You're fine.
Thing.
Put out the panic baskets. No fires belong here.
Oh, too funny. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313. For Chicken, you got Keywe tomorrow.
Yes.
And you're going to finish up Halo through the week?
Yes, Halo's going to be through the week, and when I'm done with Halo, we're going to get back to Star Ocean and finish that out. I'm making some pretty good progress. Hopefully, we'll be done before Pokemon comes out.
With Star Ocean?
When does Pokemon come out?
January 22nd. Yeah, January 22nd. Okay. That's like I will be picking up Pokemon Arceus and we'll be playing that, and then hopefully we'll be done with that by the time Elden Ring comes out, so that I can play it for our dear friend Oak over here.
Thank you.
No problem.
I love you, man.
No problem. You could play games vicariously through me.
There you go.
I think that's the right
certain
word,
ones I'm gonna play, and certain ones I'm definitely not gonna play. That's gonna be one of. I wanted to, and then I was like, no, it's Dark Souls. Can't do it. Get good, son. No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll just let somebody else get good for me.
Exactly. Too funny. I can't even think anymore. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/NDBOaktree. You can check me out almost every day of the week. I am having internet issues right now, so I will see if that's a case or not, and see if things are working this week. But if you follow me on Twitter or check me out in the Discord, either way, then you'll know. Mm-hmm. So that's what I have to say. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.